Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I'm just sitting here drinking my morning coffee, getting ready to start my day. And I thought I would talk with you guys a little bit about protein supplements and why they're just food, the reality of it. Because the thing that we have is that we have a whole industry, this supplement industry, that's tried to push protein products, protein supplements, as if they are necessary, as if they have magical properties that normal food do not have. And that's why when people ask me about protein powders, what's my stance? And my joke can call them fart powders sometimes, but the fact of the matter is they are just food. They're just food at the end of the day. And the problem is that, again, this industry and a lot of people in it have tried to market them as something more than that, that they're somehow necessary, that they're somehow more convenient, whatever that happens to be. And the truth is, they're not. They're not. In other words, if you need to get whatever, an extra 100 grams of protein a day for whatever reason over what you're eating with your normal food right now, you're not going to see any real difference if you just ate some chicken breasts or egg whites or Greek yogurt versus taking a couple scoops of protein powder, probably like 4 scoops to get there. And a lot of myths have been thrown out there in order to make this happen. Like, number one, they've tried to say, well, all this whey protein absorbs faster and it has benefits post-workout. That's one of the big ones that's thrown out there. But you know what? That's not supported by the scientific literature. Now, before someone jumps up and says, okay, Jason, no, there's this study over here that shows that people had better muscle protein synthesis. You guys look at all those studies. You know the one I just talked about the other day with the carb spitting or whatever people are doing, where they're swishing it in their mouth and spitting it out? Those are fasted studies. In other words, studies show that if you cut off all your calories at 8 o'clock at night, you go to bed, you get up in the morning completely fasted, you eat no carbs, protein, or fat, no calories at all, and then you go lift weights, that the people who take a fast-absorbing protein powder with a bunch of sugary carbs in it, fast-absorbing carbs, fast-absorbing protein, have better muscle protein synthesis than people who, say, eat some chicken and rice right afterwards. But the problem is that these are fasted studies. Now, a lot of people who originally did the studies, the experts claim, well, that was necessary. How can we test how something works in the system if you're not fasted? That's how we test lots of things. That's how we test glycemic index. That's how we test all these different things to see what happens when you're fasted. Because otherwise, we can't control the food that you ate the night before you come into the lab. They're just removing variables. Well, the problem is that they remove a pretty important variable. Yes, someone who is depleted and fasted, fast-absorbing carbs, fast-absorbing protein, are going to give them benefits because they need it. But it works even better to not train fasted. That's the difference. When this has been looked at and people ate carbs and protein before they trained, they had even better muscle protein synthesis and better results than the people who drank the post-workout recovery drinks. They get even better results. We see the problem here. The problem is that a situation has been artificially created in which 99% of people will not be doing. Furthermore, anyone who is serious about their results is not going to lift weights fasted. You are not going to lift weights fasted if your goal is to maximize muscle and strength gain. Right? You're simply not going to do it. That would be absurd. Yet because of some fasted studies, for decades, for something like 20 years, the industry has been able to pimp post-workout recovery shakes. They don't have any benefit. In fact, what's been found for people who don't train fasted, that your anabolic window post-workout lasts for hours. And in fact, as long as you get enough carbs and protein in within several hours, including even slower absorbing stuff, you could eat chicken and rice instead, or a turkey sandwich, you'll get the same results. What's even funnier is that when it's been looked at and studied as far as post-workout recovery shakes, do you know what worked even better in a couple different studies? Now, you know what worked even better than these protein drinks? Chocolate milk. Chocolate milk worked even better for glycogen replenishment, muscle protein synthesis, all that, because it ends up having more magnesium, more calcium, more potassium, all those electrolytes, that's what plants crave. It ended up having more of all those things, so it actually ends up replenishing the muscles faster as far as hydration and things go. It turned out to actually be superior for that purpose. The companies aren't actually making recovery shakes that are as effective as chocolate milk if you were to do that. So we're just falling into the category of it's just an easy protein source. The other big one that they pulled is that, you need all these feedings of protein a day. The data doesn't support that either. It's generally been found you can maximize protein synthesis with 3 to 4 protein feedings a day. Right? Anything beyond that, okay, fine. You might be getting some extra protein, and in some cases, extra protein can help you preserve muscle mass when you're losing body fat. It can help you control your appetite, right? Filling up with protein all the time, sure, it can help you with losing body fat because it helps control appetite very, very well. But you don't gain more muscle. But that was another thing that's been thrown out there. Well, they're convenient. You can just mix up a shake, and that way, between your 3 meals a day, you can get your 6 servings of protein every day. Doesn't have any benefits to muscle growth. Again, that's supplement company nonsense they've come up with just to try to sell you products. It doesn't work. It's not based on reality. And as far as convenience go, and I'm not even saying I don't ever have protein shakes, by the way, guys. I always keep like Optimal Nutrition chocolate whey around. That's really the only company I use because of the way things have gone in Consumer Reports. I don't buy other brands of protein. I've seen too many Consumer Reports showing 90% of the companies, they have contaminants. When you look at Consumer Reports and stuff, only a handful of companies actually have products that don't have excessive levels of lead, arsenic, or whatever from cheap filtration processes. So I always keep some around, but it's not something I would religiously drink. It's not like I have to have a protein shake. It's not like I even drink one every week. There are times when I just want to throw some extra protein in my diet. Like right now, I'm trying to lose a little bit of body fat again. So a little extra protein in there can be a beneficial thing. So I always keep some around. But it's not necessary. It's not like it has any magical properties over food. I just do that because maybe I don't want to cook that much chicken in a day. But the thing is, I also keep Greek yogurt around for the same purpose. You know what? They're just there for me to have some variety. That's what I would argue. People say, well, it's convenient. Is it? Because then you got to wash your shaker. You got to wash the cup. It's actually pretty messy. It's actually not that easy to scrub protein out of your glass or your shaker compared to eating some Greek yogurt. Or just cooking a bunch of chicken breast at once and keeping it refrigerated. It's not any more convenient. I don't buy that. I don't buy that at all. It's only more convenient if you decide you have to have more feedings a day. Like you keep a tub of protein at work so that you can mix them up and have 3 extra protein shakes through the day. And maybe you don't have a refrigerator at work. But the point is that really necessary? Because you're going to eat breakfast, you're going to have a lunch break, you can eat again after you get off work, and then you can have another meal. Or you can get 4 protein feedings in even if you work 10, 12 hours a day if you get a lunch break. You can still maximize muscle protein synthesis just fine. So I don't even buy that it's necessary or that it's convenient. It's convenient maybe at work, but then how are you going to wash your cup? Then you got to wash the cup and everything else. Or, you could just eat protein at your normal meals, and then maybe if you think you need a 4th one, you could work in an extra eating of protein before bed. You just eat 4 meals a day. You can do that even working 10 or 12 hours a day. That can absolutely be done without needing the extra convenience. So I don't buy any of that. I think that's nonsense. The only benefit I think protein shakes have, because there is no reason to think they're better than normal food, is just to add some variety to your protein sources because you get sick of Greek yogurt and chicken. Right? That's it. That's it. Just to have some variety. And it can help your Greek yogurt taste better. If you're eating plain fat-free Greek yogurt, it can be a little boring. Dumping in a scoop of protein powder, half a scoop of protein powder can flavor it up a little bit. That's about it. That's what I use mine for, by the way. That's what I usually do with it. Or you can mix it with some coffee. I'm not doing that lately. You can mix it with some coffee. But it's been overhyped, overrated, absolutely not a necessary product. It's just giving you another convenient source of protein to add to the mix, and that's it. And if you don't happen to think it tastes great, it's not even worth doing then, is it? It's just food at the end of the day, guys. It's just a choice of protein sources. There's no reason to think you're going to make any more gains, that it's going to make any difference in your training, your recovery, your muscle growth, anything else beyond if you just ate a chicken breast instead. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.